Is it okay to buy a house without your boyfriend or girlfriend that you've been dating for 2 years? This guy says, I've been looking to buy a house in the area, and my girlfriend of 2 years is upset that I want to be the sole owner. We've been checking out homes together, and she has money saved to chip in, but I want to keep things simple, and she has bad credit. Is it wrong of me to not include her? Now, I kind of see both sides of this because obviously, if she has bad credit, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to get a good interest rate. But then again, if you've been dating her for 2 years and you buy a house without her, it makes it seem like, to her at least, that you don't see a future with her. So what would you do? Would you buy a house with her, or do you stick with your guns and go solo?
Not if she has bad credit, because then it could ruin yours chance of getting it. I would just say, I'm sorry, I would like to do it on my own so I can prove that I am independent.
I mean, well, wouldn't that look bad, though? Let's say if you were dating somebody for 2 years and they wanted to do something that could be, a future purchase, like something that's for your future, and they want to do it without you?
Not really, because you don't know how long you're going to be together for.
Well, at 2 years, you start kind of thinking about the future at that point, don't you?
Not really. Maybe 7 years, but not 2, because it could go either way.
Jennifer and Delanson, what do you think?
So I've been in this situation. 8 years ago, I had a boyfriend. We're married now, but I was pregnant too. And I actually looked at the house. We decided that the house was a good idea. We liked it. We both settled on it. But I only put it in my name. There was really no argument with it. I mean, his credit was kind of low, too, just like that situation. But put it in my name, and that was it. And now have that house. We refinanced it, put in both our names because we're married, more kids now. And we're buying another house, and both of our names will be on that house. So maybe just to start, it's not a bad idea he puts it just in his name.
And in Pittstown, what about you?
Well, I was in that predicament years ago. I was engaged and together for 2 years, bought the house together, and he left me. So I ended up having to find a roommate to help me pay for the house.
So you think this is actually a good thing to have it be in only one person's name because it just simplifies things?
Absolutely.
What would you tell to her? Because she's a little bit offended at this.
Get over it.
I mean, I don't know if I would take that very nicely if someone was like, yeah, just get over it. Maybe it's not the most diplomatic thing you could say, but you're thinking too much into it. Yeah. We just want to keep things simple.
Definitely.
Kathy in Brunswick, should he include her?
No. This day and age, you got to be careful.
Yeah, because you never know. All of a sudden a breakup might happen, and then you got to figure out what to do with the house.
I know people who were together quite a while, and 10 years and it didn't last. But a couple of years is not solid enough, I don't think, to get into co-owning a house or whatever. So.
Yeah, so you're on his side that you think it's better just for him to just do it sole owner. It's just simpler to keep it this way, especially with her bad credit.
Yeah, maybe he's got to think about that, obviously, not to get her on his credit.
Yeah, that might be the way to get out of it. Be like, you know what? I'd love for you to have part of this house, but your credit's not great, so let's not do it for that reason.
Yeah, that's a pretty good reason.
Teresa in Albany, what do you think?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he wants a future with her. She doesn't even have an engagement ring, so that's telltale also.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. If you love somebody, you're all in.
You include them. That, the fact that she has bad credit, that's also your problem now, too, because you're all in on this relationship.
Sounds like it's kind of like a prenup. He's thinking of his future, but he's not including her in it.
Now, take a look at your comments on Facebook. Audrey's got a lot to say. She says, who are you kidding? If you're completely serious about her, you would include her in the decision-making. If you go ahead and buy, then ask her to move in. It'll always be your house, and if you split up, she'll be homeless. It seems to me that she is more into you than you her, and letting her tag along looking at something that'll never be hers is just plain cruel. Okay, so she has bad credit, but the fact that she has savings now tells me she's learned her lesson. Shame on you for using it as an excuse. Marianne says, best thing to do is check with a lawyer in your state. If you get married and a couple of years down you decide to divorce, there may be a problem. So being a sole owner might just complicate things a bit. And finally, Kimberly says, if you're not ready to take it on with her, then you're not ready to keep her. So what would you do? Would you go solo, or would you break down and buy it with her because she is your girlfriend after all? Let us know by leaving a message below. And in the meantime, we got more videos. We got new videos every Monday through Thursday, so hit subscribe to get the latest. And let's connect all across social media at On Air Pete and through 109thecat.com.